What a night in the Champions League. One of the GOATs of this tournament, Karim Benzema with a hat-trick. Real Madrid come from behind 2-0 down on aggregate. It looked like a Kylian MBAPPE night. It looked like a Messi night. It looked like a Neymar night. Mauricio Pochettino marching through. But the mentality of Real Madrid, coupled with their exemplary ability, they were called old. They were called slow. They were called past their best. The new kids on the block are here now. The ability's waning, but the mentality shone through. And then you saw PSG. They crumbled. They fell apart. They didn't know how to handle it again. They bottle another game. Another game they're leading in the knockout stages of the Champions League. And Pochettino, this man will forever be a bottle job. What have we just witnessed? It's a madness. Smash that like and share button. We're going to get you on tonight to have your say. Let's do it, people. Let's go. If you're on the lookout for a new pair of jeans, fancy a new shirt, just want to update your wardrobe, today you are in luck. The Football Terrace is again partnering with Boohoo Man, where we can give you an extra 10% off their entire clothing range on their website right now. All you need is promo code TFT10 and or the link in our description below. So when you're finished here, go check it out. Go get yourself some brand new clobber. A little bit of a discount from the Terrace. Big thank you to Boohoo Man. Now let's smash this like button. Let's start the stream. Let's go. Wow, woo-wee. What a night. What a night we have just witnessed. Karim Benzema. I've been chatting about this guy for a long time. 79 goals, I believe he now has in the Champions League. Only Lewandowski, Leo Messi, and Cristiano Ronaldo have more. He's the fourth greatest goal scorer. In my opinion, he goes into the top 5 to top 10 players in Champions League history. When you think of the names of players, the strikers, the Rauls, the R9s, the Ruud van Nistelrooys, who have played for Real Madrid, been in the Champions League, and have nowhere near this man's legacy in this tournament. He is not underrated. He's kind of underappreciated in this tournament, mainly because he's pomp. He's pomp, even though he's still doing very well. You had Bale scoring overhead kicks in finals, Cristiano Ronaldo dominating the limelight, the inform peak, Toni Kroos and Modric in the middle. But Karim Benzema, let me just say now, what an absolute sensation. What an absolute sensation this man is. Sensation of a player. The clutch nature, the hat-trick. When it looks lost, they had some chances in the first half, but PSG were dominant. PSG were breaking away on the counter. Mbappe just looked scintillating all night. But Karim Benzema, for me, one of the greatest Champions League players I've ever had the privilege of watching. I've ever had the privilege of calling his games, reacting to his games. Just a privilege to watch. Because for me as an individual and for me as a person, he embodies everything that I love about football. Amazing mindset, wonderful work ethic, exemplary, tip-top mustard mentality. And he couples it with one of the best football brains. He can go left, he can go right, he can drop out wide, he can pass, he can cross a ball. Can use both feet when he needs to, and he is a stone cold finisher, left foot, right foot, with his head, not all tonight, but like across his career. Karim Benzema has the lot. He is an absolute juggernaut of a player. I want to get that out of the way first with him. We'll get the panel on later to chat more about it. Benzema, for me, just a delicious generational player. He never really gets coupled in that group, but he is. You got to think about the players he's got more Champions League goals than, and they matter. Knockout goals as well. He's won the damn thing 4 times. Let's not forget that. Tonight, though, Benzema's part of this. Tonight, I declare this now live on the football terrace, and I have to say this. Tonight, eye test merchants died. They're finished. They're in the mud. Now, let me define an eye test merchant. Someone that believes mentality and cultures and structures and work ethic and running hard and passion are almost unimportant in the game. If they think it's all about ability and how someone looks. So if you're someone that thinks both are important, that is not you. Don't get your little, don't get your bum cheeks aren't squeezing up and you're getting triggered here. But tonight, eye test merchants died. In the build-up to this game, and especially after the first leg, Real Madrid midfield was too slow. They don't have enough quality in the attack. I saw people talking about all types of players, from Saka all the way to Gerard Bowen, could get into this Real Madrid team on the right-hand side of the attack because Asensio is pants. Vinny Jr., not good enough. Midfielders, we say, overrated. Fullbacks, not of the standard they used to be. The ability with Real Madrid is not quite where it once was. The ability of PSG will reign supreme. The ability of PSG with Messi, Neymar, MBAPPE, Verratti, Hakimi, to name a few, would be too much. The ability. And you forgot one thing, the mentality. Real Madrid's mentality comes first at their football club. The winning culture comes first at their football club. The want to win, the desire to win comes first. That culture is instilled in that club for decades into every single player, and they never say die. Doesn't mean they win every single game, every single tournament they're in, but they keep on going. What do you see at PSG? For all that ability, for all that talent, for all the techers and the skills and the silks, they have no winning mentality at the elite level outside of the Uber Eats league. With respect, it's trash league. I'm sorry to say it if it offends anyone. Compared to La Liga, Serie A, Premier League, it ain't up there. On ability, PSG are as good as any team in Europe. On mentality, they suck. How many times have they collapsed in leading positions in the Champions League knockout stages over the years? How many times have they failed to turn up? How many times have we seen tonight happen? Mentality, culture first. Couple it with brilliant ability like Real Madrid have, and you have a juggernaut. Now, Real Madrid need to improve their overall ability, in my opinion, to win this tournament again. I don't think they're good enough to beat Bayern Munich, Man City, Liverpool. Still very, very good. We're nitpicking here over the elite. But eye test merchants tonight, and I'm talking people that only care about how things look. You died tonight. Proven wrong again. And it will always prove you wrong, because every athlete ever talks about the hard work, the mentality, grinding out results, the running, the perseverance to win, ever before they speak about the ability. And the ability is key. Don't get me wrong. Just sat here and waxed lyrical for 5 minutes about how good KARIM Benzema is. His legacy within the game, he's a sensation. But tonight, Real Madrid got through because their mentality was coupled with their ability. PSG went out because the mentality left them. As soon as they conceded that goal, they were gone. And with a manager like they have, there was no turning it around as well. No turning it around whatsoever. Absolutely done and dusted, out of here, finished. No way back. We are going to take calls from you tonight. I want to hear from you on the show. Just a sensational night. Sensational night of just football in general. It was an absolutely sensational watch. We're going to take your calls. We are going to talk MBAPPE on the show as well, because I have to say about that lad, 11. This lad has 11 Champions League away goals in the knockout stages of the competition. Can you even fathom how good that... Can people even fathom how good that is? That is just ridiculous at 23 years of age. At 23, I repeat, 23. That's 2-3. And to make that bring that to life, Lionel Messi has in his whole career has 12 away goals in the Champions League knockout stages. Cristiano Ronaldo, 23. MBAPPE at 23 years of age has created a baseline to become one of the greatest players in the history of this tournament, of European and world football. Let's hope he gets his move. He needs to get out of Paris Saint-Germain. The club is never going to enable him to move on to that elite level, because he's never going to be able to prove himself regularly enough because of his teammates in these clutch games. Like, he's scoring goals, but he needs to get over the line and win. He needs to go to a proper club. He really does. He needs to go to a Real Madrid. He needs to go to a Bayern. He needs to go to a Liverpool. He needs to get to a proper football club where he can win things. But Mbappe, I have to say, losing team tonight, but sensational player. Probably one of the only PSG individuals that didn't give up the ghost tonight and tried his best for his team. He really did. We're going to be getting Mo and Samuel on. Daniel's going to be joining us. I think Liez will be coming in very soon as well to have his say. Maybe. We'll see. I'm going to go to your super chats. I want to know what you're thinking and feeling. Member chats as well. If I can see so many comments coming through here tonight. Terry, today, another example of why Poch is the biggest bottler. Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. Liverpool would be bankrupt if they signed Mbappe. I don't think they would. Liverpool could afford it if they wanted to. Don't believe the hype. You're very rich indeed. And the commerciality of his name would generate the money back. Right, let's go to these super chats here. Keep Poch away from our club is what Vol, the producer, says. So gutted. Messi has flopped like no one else ever is what Morgan says here. Jerome says, again, the manager of PSG will be blamed for a team could not play together. PSG have always been a team of individuals. Don't blame Poch if they could never play together before. Mohammed here says, Poch is a bottler. Is this really the next Manchester United manager, is what Mohammed said. And remember, there's a report that we got called out for a few weeks ago from Le Parisien. We did a video on it. Day I got my hair transplant, actually, who said if he went out in this round, he could be sacked almost immediately. Let's see what happens there. Ancelotti, by the way, into his 4th decade as a manager, slept on, didn't even see Messi the last 20 minutes. He dropped out of his top 10 players of the world now. Listen, I told everyone all season, Lionel Messi has been a flop at Paris Saint-Germain. And yes, we'll see lots of good movements and good skills here and there and everything else. But he has been a flop. There's no shadow of a doubt about it. He hasn't scored enough goals. And he's gone out in the last 16 of the Champions League after leading 2-0. People will call Poch a bottler, but it's not his fault. The defense and goalkeeper lost their heads, and Vinny Jr. and Camavinga are going to be superstars. Look, Vinny Jr. looks really good. I want to impress a couple of seasons ago, but he's looking really sharp now. And his decision-making for the second goal was brilliant, because there's a certain player that plays for my club. I'm not going to name him tonight because we're in a good mood on here. He would have shot when there was 3 men in front of him, but he held the ball up, played the right ball. Out of this world. If we end up with Bottatino, I can't say the word. I'm going to say it like Lee Gunner. I'm going to say it wrong. We are finished. I hear you. How is it Lee Gunner says it? Wahali. Is that what he said? I think that's what he said. Terry, now we move to Ten Hag. Now we move to Ten Hag. Now Man United. PSG are a bunch of money-driven something. So I get what you mean there. Congrats to Real Madrid. Never, ever underestimate La Liga in Europe ever again, is what KC says. Spot on, Terry. You can have all the ability in the world, but you can have the mentality to fight. Listen, I tweeted it on socials, and I am getting cooked by people. You know nothing about football. Madrid are full of great ability, blah, 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 blah. It's like, yeah, I know. I know they are. This is what I mean. If you're an eye test merchant, you don't get it. If you're questioning my tweet, you don't understand sport. Benzema is one of the greatest strikers Europe's ever had. But they got back into the game tonight because they believed they could. If they did what Paris Saint-Germain did after conceding the first goal, giving up. If Real Madrid went 2-0 down and stopped playing, their ability wouldn't have gotten through. Learn this. Joshua, you know it's the truth. Madrid put blood, sweat and tears out of the Champions League. Benzema quality goes under the radar, but only Ronaldo, Messi, and Lewandowski have more Champions League goals than him. You're spot on. He's out of this world, bruv. What a Frenchman. Stroke. Algerian. One of my Algerian brothers is backstage. I know he's there. Man like Lies is there. Marquinhos was awful. Messi nowhere to be found. Neymar legacy could have been so much bigger if he didn't go to France. Listen, if you go to France, you're not going to have a legacy. You can't have a legacy unless they won multiple Champions Leagues, because no one cares about winning the French league. No one cares about that as a tournament. No one cares about it as an achievement. Neymar went for some weird power trip reasons, only to have Messi join him a few years later and MBAPPE be better than him. Listen, Neymar's, again, another great talent, but he's moved to Paris Saint-Germain. is one of the worst transfers in history for him because he went for legacy. He ain't got no legacy there. He's got a lot of kids on the internet that love him, but the legacy just isn't there. We've got loads more super chats. I'm going to get the panel out really soon, though. Real Madrid beat Liverpool the last 3 times they faced each other. FYI. Yeah, when was that? The dates are very important. Odds about to be slashed on POCH to United is what Jesse Dyer's got to say. Hope you're well, brother. Man like Jesse Dyer there. Would you say Neymar is the most underperforming player ever? I wouldn't say underperforming player ever. I've seen a lot of people underperform. But when you compare it to what I hear people say better than Ronaldinho. I've heard people say on Messi's level. No, he isn't on Messi's level because he doesn't perform to the regularity of Messi ever. Terry, this game just decided Man United's next manager, Poch, is going to get sacked and the Glazers would get him for free. Please stop. You're scaring me. Benzema is what Lukaku should be. Take note. Yeah, but Benzema's footballing ability is so superior to his. Only Sir Alex Ferguson and Arsene Wenger have coached more Champions League games than Carlo Ancelotti. And Carlo Ancelotti is the only manager in my kind of system who breaks the mold of back-to-back league titles and Champions League winners. So I don't think he's gone back-to-back league titles, but he gets into it because of all them Champions Leagues and his age and everything. MBAPPE equals Poundland Rashford. There's someone actually messaged me again. You once said Rashford was better. I never did. I said he could get to that level, and I regret that now. This is why I love football. A team of 11 will always be 11 individuals. Yes, mentality, brother. Don't care if those individuals are Messi, Mbappe, and Neymar. Hala Madrid is what's been said there. I think I've done the super chats, but I need to bring out the panel. Keep them coming. We'll get to them later. Any questions that you've got? Messi is 34. Rest the case. Yeah, he's 34. And listen, I'm taking nothing. So I'm going to treat Messi the same way as I'm treating Ronaldo. I'm taking nothing away from the legacy and the quality that he has built and the respect that he deserves for what he's achieved as a football player. But his move to Paris Saint-Germain has been atrocious. Facts. Reddit tells me Lias 2 weeks back made PSG's profile picture. No one cooked more than him. Sinister little Donny. Obsessed weirdo. Goodness me. That is probably the weirdest comment I've ever heard said about my guy there. But not really. He just visited and took a little picture. Daniel's backstage as well. I need that like button smash, though, people. Let's get this past 2,000 likes. I think we can do that in honor of the brilliance, the superiority of Karim Benzema tonight. Real Madrid, mentality monsters. I'm sorry to steal the phrase from Liverpool because that's what they were. It's time for the panel. But remember, we are sponsored by Boohoo Man tonight. You can get up to 40% discount off their entire clothing range. Use promo code TFT10. The link's in the description below and pinned into the live comment sections. So when the stream's over, go and get that done. Check out Boohoo Man. I'm actually wearing some of their gym range right now. It's pretty good, to be fair, their gym range. So go and check it out. Panel time now, my people. Let's do it. Gentlemen, we just witnessed greatness. Is at this world. I want to go to you first, Lias, because I know you're literally the way you talk about Benzema on a day-to-day basis. Like it's like your brothers, lovers. I don't know what it's like, but you always buzz about him. You're on mute, by the way. Give me your thoughts on that performance, my guy.
That's one of the greatest Champions League games in recent memory. First and foremost, this is why we love this competition. We get to see the best players on the planet, the best. Yeah, I'd say the best players. I don't say the best coaches, but we'll get into that. But we get to see stars on display head to head. And today, everyone was talking about Mbappe. The lead up was Messi and Neymar. Can they do this? Can they do that? But people are forgetting the guy who has been in form all season long, has formed a brilliant combination with Vinicius on the left. Karim Benzema. Tonight has to be the night that he gets his flowers as one of the greatest strikers of his generation, of the last 20 years. Unbelievable performance to send Real Madrid to the next round. I'm buzzing for the guy. Honestly, what a night.
Couldn't agree more. I just look, I got no rule. I know my team are in this tournament, but we ain't winning it. So I feel like I've got no dog in the fight, if that makes sense. And I'm not even suggesting Real Madrid will win it. But what I saw tonight was just a team with brilliant quality, but just with that winning Champions League mentality and pedigree, knowing they were always in this, and also knowing, because we've seen it before. We've seen a Man United team with the likes of Chong coming off the bench, knocking them out in similar dramatic fashion. Like, Daniel, were you shocked by tonight's result?
Not shocked. I thought PSG would win as a whole, but I'm not shocked. We've seen PSG capitulate a number of times, and the same way we're looking at Benzema's performance as one of the greatest Champions League performances. That is one of the worst meltdowns, capitulations in Champions League history, and PSG own about three of them now.
Yep.
Like it's actually not even funny anymore. Sometimes maybe you even have to look beyond the manager and have a look at things and just be like, maybe that is their DNA, maybe that is their culture that they're currently building. Because really and truly, it's if you actually look at the game, yeah, and again, we're gonna for the whole thing, we're probably gonna speak about Benzema and talk about how great he was and whatnot. So let me start off the other side, the flip side. It's actually so unexplainable how that meltdown happened. You look at the first goal, Donnarumma just being brain dead in that situation. The second goal, of course, fantastic pass. But the communication in that back line, I mean, Hakimi, what is he doing? He was so lazy. And the funny thing is, he didn't even run back when he saw the ball go through. He literally just ball watched for the whole time. And then the third goal was literally a glitch. I think the highlight of the goal was still happening. And they literally had to cut back to the game because they were on the attack. And then they literally scored. So it's just... it's unbelievable, really. And PSG, look, Pochettino is going to obviously bear the brunt, and of course he would, like he should. But boy, there's deeper problems in that team, man.
Yeah, and I think you put on a great point there. It isn't just on Mauricio Pochettino, because this has happened to other managers. This is part of their DNA. They are the epitome. The irony is, for years, Chelsea and City have been labelled like a mercenary club because of how much money's been spent. But your clubs have built something real, tangible. You've won the Champions League twice. City ain't quite there yet, but look what they've done domestically. They're winning. They're dominating domestically in a very difficult league. PSG for me they're just show ponies. They're just show ponies for me. There's no real substance to them as a football club, and it's why I say Mbappe's got to leave. I know he's a World Cup winner and he's loved, but to build a legacy like Messi has got, like Zidane has got, like Benzema has got, he has to go to another league, another club, because he won't be remembered in the same way. Because some of those, I was very fortunate to be doing a show yesterday with Carlton Palmer, John Barnes, who else was on there? Jermaine Beckford, like the range of footballers from across the spectrum. And we were talking about Harry Kane and him being world class. And they were saying you don't need to win trophies to be world class. I said, I get that, but what about like the legacy you leave behind in the game, the greatness? And they were like, yeah, that's where the trophies come into it. And domestically, no one cares about the Uber Eats leagues. He's got to get away from there. He's got to get to Real Madrid, Liverpool, a club like that can actually breathe life into him. Samuel, I know you were desperate to come on. What do you want to say, mate?
What I'm going to say is that, I looked at PSG. The players are only there for a paycheck. That's the main reason they've borrowed throughout the years. I think many of these players, they don't really want to be there. I don't think they have any sort of ambition. Not the club. The club has loads of ambitions, bringing in Ibrahimovic, Messi, Neymar, Mbappe. The club is showing ambition, but the players themselves, the individuals, they have shown no ambition. The only reason many of these players are there is for the paycheck, getting that, a £1 million a week, £400,000 a week. I look at the players that have brought in Pep Guardiola. He's brought in these big name players and he's instilled a culture there at Man City. A culture like, listen, you're all these big name players, you earn all this money, but that doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you have to win trophies. And PSG's culture, there's no culture there. You've got a dressing room. I heard a report a couple of months ago about Pochettino failing to control the egos in the dressing room. There's so many egos in that PSG dressing room. These players who think they're the best players in the world, I don't need to prove anything. They've got nothing to prove. And this happens every year. There's too much arrogance in that squad. And this is the reason. They assembled on paper one of the best squads we've seen in Europe in the past 10 years, 15 years. And they couldn't even get past the round of 16. So serious questions have to be asked of the club as a whole. But as for Mbappe, listen, he has to get himself out of PSG right now. Possibly Real Madrid, because tonight was maybe an audition. It was a great audition for Mbappe at the Bernabeu. But listen, he has to go, man, because that club is a rotten mess in the dressing room.
I hear you on that. We will speak Benzema some more because I want to speak about why he's so underrated. On Mbappe, just for a moment here, like Mbappe is 11 away goals in knockout games, and he's 23. He's got one. He's only one behind Lionel Messi's record, and that's not a dig at Messi. Messi's is out of this world. Ronaldo's got 23. He's got some way to go, but barring bad injury, he could quite legitimately break those kind of records. Are we looking at the heir to sort of the Messi Ronaldo throne? Is he the next best player in the world, Mo?
So it depends where he goes. It's very simple. If he goes to La Liga, in my opinion, this is his best shot to be the next big thing. I know that the Premier League has the money, the Premier League has the fame, but for a player like him, I think he will fit more in La Liga. And because La Liga is on the rise again, they are talking about bringing new players and big players in again to create the same era as the early 2010s again. They want to create that again. And I think that's his best shot. I still think the Premier League at this age it might be too tough for him, especially if he goes to a big team. Big team means, I mean, City, Liverpool, to be honest. Not like taking anything from his abilities, but the way these teams play, they might not fit the way he play. Like we saw today, the 3-4 chances he created are between like counter attacks, running at defenses and stuff like this, which is maybe he needs a little bit of maturity to do that. Sometimes he does not. Like I watched some of that league on, he does not do that against smaller teams. He's runner, he plays like a free like Thierry Henry, but this is my opinion. But however, on ability, this guy can bypass, to be honest, Ronaldo and Messi because of the maturity that we see from that young age. I have not seen someone like this since Messi and Ronaldo, and even before that. This guy is young, mature, scores goals. I think he can lead teams because he is a leader inside him, and he's the only one deserves praise today from all this PSG team, in my opinion.
What are you saying, Liaz?
I have a few things to say about Kylian Mbappe. I know Karim Benzema tonight will take the headlines, and rightfully so. His hat-trick was unbelievable. He's sent his team to the next round, but make no mistake about it, Kylian Mbappe is the best player on the planet. He's the best player on the planet, in my opinion. I think tonight, for me, the goal was brilliant, right? That's becoming a bit of his trademark, by the way. Cutting in, looks like he's going to bend it far post. He goes near post. But the dummy on Courtois, I know he was offside, but the dummy to send Courtois one way and go the other was insane. And listen, I hear this, can he do it against deep blocks? Can he do it against teams that sit back? Quite often. If you look at the average position of teams that he plays against in Liga, these are teams that are basically parked at their own goal and defending from there. If you watched PSG just 2 weeks ago against Saint-Etienne, for example, Mbappe scored 2 and had an assist. The assist he had is literally a Travello of the outside of his foot in the air. Perfect pass to who was it? Danilo. The guy can do absolutely everything. I think the way PSG plays, they like to play on the counterattack. That's where he is suited, of course. But I'm telling you this right now, guys. If he goes to Manchester City, if he goes to Liverpool, and he's playing one of those inside forward roles that Sterling is playing, or that Salah is playing, or that Jota is playing, he's breaking 30 goals this season easy. In his sleep. You put him in the same positions those guys are getting in. Phenom. It's a shame he's on the losing side tonight, because for me, no one touches him on the planet right now.
I mean, I don't even want to think about that scenario. You put Mbappe in Liverpool, just might as well call it a day, to be honest. Like it just wouldn't be fair. But yeah, Mbappe was sensational. I think his goal took that really well, underrated finish. Obviously, a lot of people are saying poor save from Courtois, but I mean, for him to get down that quickly and that close, if you look at Donnarumma, Benzema's first goal, actually, it's the same thing. They're big keepers. It's very hard for them to get down that low very quickly. But again, I just can't look past the defensive lack. Marquinhos is supposed to be a top 5 centre-back, and I still believe he's a world-class centre-back. He had an all-time stinker today. He had a terrible one. Kimpembe, some of my League One friends have been telling me about. I've never been convinced about him. And again, it's just another example of it. Fair enough, I don't watch him week in, week out. However, when it counts, are you showing up when it counts? Obviously, there's a lot of people on Messi's back. I think, look, the Messi thing, it's the same thing I say about Ronaldo. These guys are on their way out. We knew what they were before we bought them. Or PSG, Man United. They knew what we knew. No. So
No. Daniel, United fan?
Before the comments go crazy, I might bring my Man United top out. But no, they knew what they were. Both clubs knew, and they didn't get ready for that scenario, that situation. What would happen? They just thought, yeah, put it all together and it would work. So look, I'm just that defensive performance is one of last point. I'm so sorry. It's just I'm so focused on the defensive side of things because that's
You
what
have
I
to
love.
be.
Chelsea literally won the Champions League primarily because of that defense, how good they were defensively. So to win the Champions League, you need to have a good defense. As much as your attack can be good, you need to have a good defense.
It's
And PSG are literally that is one of the worst defensive performances
I have
ever seen.
couple of things just I want to say about defense. You can't just play 90 minutes with only 7 defenders and a goalkeeper. That's not football. That's not modern football.
Yeah.
Literally, PSG play like this. You can't. They played like with really 7 players.
One of the counter-attacks in the first half that nearly led to a goal was Messi winning the ball back on the edge of his own
But
box.
that's only one time, 2 times.
it
But
wasn't.
all the time,
No,
Carvajal overloaded that side
listen,
most of the time.
It wasn't only one time. It wasn't. There was also another time where he gave away a foul, but he was back defending, and Benzema hit the shot that nearly curled into the corner. That was Messi back again. I don't think it's so much about those players doing that because we know with Liverpool, there's times where certain players don't track back because they want to win the ball and be ready to counter. For me, I understand how bad the defending looked. That PSG team is amazing until their arseholes go. I don't know how to phrase it any more politely than that. Their bottle goes. Their mentality. They've got none, and they shake and they wither, and they don't know how to fight through those moments. They don't know how to control themselves. And every manager has been blamed for it. I think they're worse now under POCH than they were with Tuchel because POCH isn't as good a manager. We've seen them do it. They were in the league last year with that abundance of talent they've got. And there were really poor moments from them. But as soon as that goal went in, you felt it change. Luka Modric ran through their whole team at 49 years old. It's almost, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. You roll back the years and Real Madrid's ability is good. It is good. But PSG's is better. Again, pound for pound, player versus player, if you add them all up, all their abilities, I think right now as things stand with those teams, especially those starting 11s, PSG's would get favoured in front of Real Madrid's. To be 2-0 up with 3 of the best counter-attacking football players in the world on the pitch is crazy. On MBAPPE, just quickly, I'm the same. I think he's got the ability to be the best player in the world. I know it sounds like a cliched thing. I want to see what he does week in, week out in one of the better leagues. I don't believe that.
Who's your best player in the world?
Right now, I'm going Mo Salah.
But you see, do you know what it is? And I will address this. That little stutter is literally like indicative of what kind of football someone grew up on. The reason why everyone is loving on MBAPPE and same as me is we just love the way that's what we want to see.
I love it. And do you know that stutter for me was more between him, Benzema, Lewandowski, Salah. I am splitting hairs.
Yeah.
Again, the modern day football, like I've already seen tonight on my Twitter feed, me saying I put mentality over ability. People read it as what you don't think ability is important. No, read the fucking tweet, you dickhead. Like they're both important, but the mentality is the foundation. It's how Chelsea came back in the dying moments, 1-0 down against Bayern Munich. It's how Man United practically won their damn treble. If you go back and watch that, it was mentality that got them over the line in so many of those games. Liverpool coming from 4-0 behind against Barcelona was on the night. The mentality coupled with the ability shone through. And
Can I say this though, Terry? Just in regards to, I know you said Salah just until you see MBAPPE do it in a more serious league. I truly believe that point. It's just a matter of time because once he goes in there, we've seen it. I tweeted the other week after the first game, the goals and the games that he's scored against in the Champions League. He's gone to virtually every single big ground in Europe and bossed it, scored goals, scored assists. He's done it at the international level for France. So honestly, like I hear your point, but I just think there's certain players at a certain point in their career that you have to kind of just overlook the league they play in because they do it every other time they're asked. And I really think,
I think he'll do it, and I have no doubt in my mind. I just want to see it. In fairness, the reason I say that is I know it's more been in a different scenario, but I thought Eden Hazard was going to kill it in La Liga. Like I really thought he was going to smash it, and he didn't. So I want to kind of see that and how it kind of plays out and everything else.
I also just add, it's 100% sure that Mbappe is going to leave PSG. Is their window closed now to win the Champions League?
Yes.
No.
With this, it's tough.
No, that's my thing though. That isn't. This is what people are failing to. A lot of people are failing to understand is that when you look at every single Champions League winner like not even recent time, in all your memories, every single Champions League winner, from goalkeeper up into the striker, you're looking at it and saying that's a team. Everyone's playing for each other. You watch them play. Everyone plays for each other. Everyone's ready to die for the cause. Everyone's ready and committed to the tactics of the manager. There isn't as much turmoil. Of course, Chelsea, yeah, 2012, fair enough. You could even put that as an anomaly if you want. But there was still a cohesiveness. There was still we understand the assignment. When you look at the PSG team, right from the structure of the club, what the type of players they just buy Idrissa Gueye, Paredes, Danilo. They buy every single type of midfielder possible. Messi's available. Oh yeah, let's go and get Messi. We have to get Messi, the best player in the world. Yeah, 100%. Sergio Ramos is available. Oh yeah, add Sergio Ramos to this, and with Nuno Mendes, young left back. Yeah, he's brilliant. Do you know what I mean? And it's just like there's no. From the transfer policy, or even from off the pitch, it's already a shambles. How on the pitch is it going to work?
None of them getting any big teams, to be honest, other than the front three.
I disagree.
I'm serious. In Liverpool, Man City, and Bayern Munich, I wouldn't.
Marco Verratti walks into any of these midfilders, bro. Come on, Marquinhos, despite having a poor game, Hakimi, Donnarumma, these are world champions. These are European champions.
I disagree.
They would.
Come on, man.
They were saying Hakimi was gonna. It's literally a thing where Reece James doesn't have the season he's having right now if Hakimi joined Chelsea when he should have, because Hakimi would have been the one starting. And that's a known fact. You know
I think
but not now. I'm talking about now. I'm sorry. If Verratti, I love Italy, right? And I love the national team.
Hang on,
if Verratti was that good, just one. Mancini would have not sacrificed him and kept Jorginho.
He didn't sacrifice him. He didn't sacrifice him. He was injured the first two games, and he sacrificed Locatelli to bring Verratti back into the team, and they won the Euros.
After this, he took Verratti out and kept Jorginho on the field because he couldn't play the two together. Anyway, if we say that Verratti is doing this,
let's slow this down, guys. Sorry, Mo, you support Inter Milan, yes?
Yes.
Are you a big club?
I think so, yes.
Hakimi won the league with you guys.
No. I'm talking about now. What Hakimi get in Liverpool?
Getting your team, you're a big club.
No. I said the big three. You didn't hear. I said the big three. I said the big three. I didn't say big three. I said the big three.
Okay, sorry, I apologize for mishearing.
I literally said the big. He would get into Hakimi would start.
Slow down. I need to go back to ask the question because you're speaking. I don't understand it. Who are the big three?
City, Bayern Munich, Liverpool as of now.
Hakimi's better for me than Walker. Than Kyle Walker, so he gets in the team. Verratti gets in he walks into Liverpool's midfield. I'm not too au fait with Bayern Munich midfield, so I'm not going to
into that one too.
He walks into that one too.
Maybe we can ask Liverpool fans. Liverpool
fans will tell you Henderson is the best captain of the team.
Liverpool fans think that Fabinho is the best defensive midfielder in the world.
Verratti gets next to him. Then he goes right next to him.
Each other.
So Verratti's better than Thiago. Is that what you're saying?
I'd take Verratti over Thiago. Yeah.
Now I would. Yeah, not maybe 8-9 years ago. Look, a good chat though, guys. We need to speak. I know you mentioned him already. I've already had a little bit of a soliloquy about him. For me, the most disrespected and underrated Champions League football player of all time, Karim Benzema. Lies, talk to me about this man's legacy. Viewers, we are going to get to your super chats, and I've got lots waiting. I've seen them all, especially yours, man like Robbie Singh. I am coming to them after this next segment. But talk to me about Karim Benzema.
To anyone who doesn't really watch European football or La Liga, the closest example I can give to Benzema is honestly Wayne Rooney. These are two players that did so much dirty work for other players to get on the score sheet more, to hog the headlines, to do what was best for the team. If you guys remember Wayne Rooney for that Manchester United 2008-09 or 2007-08 team, Cristiano Ronaldo scored 42 goals. Rooney was practically playing on the wings at times for him. Benzema did a lot of that work for Cristiano Ronaldo, for Gareth Bale, for Isco, for them to kind of shine and improve the team more. That's really what was needed from the team, and Benzema was selfless enough to do that role for so many years. Did his goal-scoring numbers get hurt from those sacrifices? Absolutely. And I think people who love to look at just stat sheets and look at who scored at the end of the game would see Benzema finish a season of 10 goals, 9 goals. But at the end of the day, this has been a guy that since he burst onto the scene for Lyon, playing against United in the Champions League in like 08, 09. He has been one of the smartest, one of the most technically proficient, and one of the greatest strikers, not just in the Champions League, but just in the world, period. He's an absolutely brilliant footballer, extremely intelligent, a great leader at this point in his career, leading a Real Madrid team that a lot of these guys like Vinicius, like Ferland Mendy, a lot of these guys haven't been Champions League winners. He's leading them. He's the captain. And tonight, for me, again, I just say it again, it's the crowning moment for a player who has been so disrespected throughout his career, honestly. The last 3 years, he's led Real Madrid in both goals and assists, even when they weren't winning La Liga titles. This season, I stressed how important it was to recognize how good of a job he was doing when people were saying Jorginho or him for Ballon d'Or. This guy has been doing it year in, year out. And again, tonight is just the crowning moment on what has been an absolutely brilliant career. Karim Benzema, take a bow.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say, go on.
Very quickly, you can even take it a step further. I mean, you look at how great Wayne Rooney was as a player and how much his legacy has like been tarnished, and there's been the revisionism about it. I'm almost just happy that Benzema, at least we're the ones living in it right now, is getting his moment of glory. You know, every great player has the time when they're the face. They're the main man for like what's it called, controversial reasons and whatnot. Things have happened. He hasn't been the main man for France that he should have been in certain wins and whatnot. The same thing goes for Real Madrid. Cristiano Ronaldo obviously being there. Not saying it's Cristiano Ronaldo's fault, just that Cristiano Ronaldo is
he needed. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like it happens, and he willingly took it on. But just like Wayne Rooney, he's getting his spotlight. He's getting his time in the limelight where people can really actually take him in. I personally still think, me and Terry have said this from the get-go, all three English clubs, I think, deal with Real Madrid.
I think so too.
In my opinion. But however, let's just focus on the present. Benzema, man, one for the ages. And I think he's the top, he's third now, all-time Real Madrid goal scorer.
And here's another thing too. I think he's the third top goal scorer ever in Champions League history. Him and Lewandowski right now are going back and forth for it. Him and Lewa are going back and forth for it though. I think it's close.
Do you guys think that him not winning the World Cup hurt a little bit of his image? Did that make a big difference with his legacy less, especially for him not being chosen for that 98 World Cup? That would have crowned his career, I think.
Not 98, but
it wasn't really his fault though.
Yeah,
it was.
I don't necessarily think that. Yeah, I mean, look, that would have added to his legacy, but I think he has it. He just. Do you know? I liken it. Look, the Ronaldo, the Rooney thing's true. The problem for Rooney is that as Rooney got older, Man United got worse progressively, and I don't think Rooney didn't look after himself physically like Karim Benzema clearly has in terms of his health. And I don't think Benzema drinks religiously, but Rooney, if you watch the documentary, you know what the man was doing when he was going home. Do you know what I mean? So no wonder his career faded. But Messi and Ronaldo also damaged Benzema by their numbers. This man, his first season, he scored 9 goals for Real Madrid. Second season, 26, 32, 20, 24, 22, 28, 19, 12, 30, 27, 30, 30. But during his younger years, you had 2 players scoring between 50 and 70 goals a year. People suddenly hitting 20 and 30 goals. It skewed everyone's minds. We went through this period. Period where people weren't respecting 20 goals a season in the league.
20 goals a season was like one of the hardest things to do. Like when you did that back in the day, you were seen as like a god.
You were rated. He's hit 20 league goals in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 seasons in his career. Let me give you an example of someone who's considered one of the greatest was a Ballon d'Or winner and considered one of the greatest strikers ever. Michael Owen never scored 20 league goals in a season ever. And that's not a dig at him. It just goes to show how hard it is. We just had 2 aliens that broke football from an achievement standpoint, and the barometer got broken. We were judging everybody based on their standards rather than the general consensus standard. And Benzema's just a phenom. And I love watching him play. I love how he is. Again, him and MBAPPE are different, but what I love about both of them is they can score goals like an Owen or an Ian Wright used to, but they are the complete football player. Go left, go right. They can cross, they can pass, they can use their head, they can get stuck in when they need to. Everything about them is just sensational. And as you say, Benzema is who's he behind in terms of overall goal scorers now? Is it just
Raul and Cristiano in Real Madrid,
Raul
Lewandowski,
and
Messi,
Real
and Cristiano in
like,
Champions League?
He's the third greatest scorer in Real Madrid's history. I mean, just let that sink in, and no one talks about it. It's crazy. No one talks about it.
I think the thing that makes it even better for me is just it's the timing of his runs as well. I don't know if you noticed, but it's like he's not there yet, but he knows when to get there all the time. Like you just see him coming in your picture and he's there, he's sniffing about. Even like you talk about the complete striker, no one would ever say he was an aerial presence. He bullied Kimpembe and Marquinhos in the air today. Like I think he won every single duel in the air. Like guaranteed, and he's not really I wouldn't say he's an aerial threat like the big strikers that we know love to header. So like
he's also on Benzema like it.
On that record, sorry Sam. On that record, he is just now he's on 309 goals. Raul 323. But the difference is this: Raul played 741 games. Benzema's closing in on 600. So he might do it this year. It's probably going to go into next season. He'll break that record with a superior goals per game ratio as well. He is the second greatest. I know everyone looks at football different, but he's the second greatest striking or attacking player in the history of the most decorated club in history. It's like, let that, and you got to think this guy also won those 4 Champions Leagues. Like he was pivotal in that as well. Like his history is just, he's out of this world. And I just, because of who he was standing next to, I just don't quite think he got the same adulation and recognition that others, a little bit like Mo Salah wasn't always the poster boy of Liverpool. And then suddenly now he is, and they're all like, for years it was Van Dijk and Trent and Mane. Now it's like, actually the best one of all our players we were kind of ignoring a little bit, and he's doing his bit now. But sorry, Sam, you were going to speak.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, even Benzema tonight, every time you go in the box and the ball falls to his feet, you're expecting something to happen. I mean, this is the aura this player has now, You're always expecting something from this player, and like very few players in the world have this aura. And Benzema's one of them, and I'm so happy he's getting the praise he needs now, because all those years, the media's light was on Ronaldo, because every day was Ronaldo. But Benzema was still putting a shift in at Real Madrid, Like he said, he played in those 3 consecutive Champions League finals for Real Madrid. He was an integral part for those 3 Champions League wins. So it's so good that he's getting his respect now.
I hear
he's
you.
better than Harry Kane then.
Benzema.
I think so.
Yeah.
Look, Harry Kane.
I'm just talking about the difference between the 2 strikers. To be honest, I know that Harry Kane is amazing, but Benzema is a different level.
They're both amazing footballers, but what separates them when you're looking at 2 great strikers is the level that he's played on and the level of goals he's scored, the records that he's breaking, and you add the trophies into it as well. And like Harry Kane, and this is why Harry Kane should have walked away from Tottenham 5 years ago. I believe you put Harry Kane into brilliant teams, he could have had nights like tonight. Nights like tonight separate the guys with loads of goals from the legends of the game. And Harry Kane hasn't got that because he's at a PSG, but but a cheaper lemonade version in England. Do you know what I mean? Like probably one I'm talking about. They don't spend like them. You get my point. I've got these super chats. I've got to get through these. Yeah. Sorry, mate. Go on, bro. We know these super chats after.
I was gonna say, for me, there's another guy on Real Madrid that tonight, I think, again, it's just another crowning moment. And he's had more credit for me in the bank than Benzema has had. But Luka Modric is one of the greatest midfielders of all time. I don't even think that's crazy to say at this point anymore. Like, he's at the tables with the Xavis, the Iniestas, the Zidanes. Yep. With the stuff that this guy is doing at 36, 37 years old, that run and the vision for, I think it was Benzema's second, or maybe it was his third. I think it was his second.
It's the second. Yep.
What more can you say about the guy? He has an engine. He's exceptional passer of the ball, great vision, great intelligence. Another Real Madrid legend, another footballing legend. And tonight, I'm a big Verratti fan, but Modric in that second half took over the game completely.
Dominated, man.
He did. And I think it's one of those things, again, he's a bit like an unfashionable player in the sense of, I'm talking with like on social media and popularity. On the pitch, amazingly fashionable. He reminds me a bit in terms of the way people perceive him, a bit like Paul Scholes, where it's like he's not really, he's spoken about, but great passer, great vision, whatever else. But the personality element isn't there. Same with Sergio Aguero. No one speaks about the person. They just speak about the footballer. And I sometimes feel like to get the complete recognition, it's about the footballer and the person you are. But yeah, he
The
was
only Ballon d'Or winner in the last 15 years, other than Messi and Ronaldo, isn't he?
Madrid. Yeah.
My word. Let's do these super chats, people. We'll get through these. Benzema is what Lukaku should be. Only Sir Alex Ferguson and Arsene Wenger has coached more Champions League games than him. Messi is the same age as Mbappe. Modric is 36. Good point, but people fall off at different ages, to be fair. Terry, shout out United for reaching the FA Cup Youth Final. I didn't know that. Well, congratulations to them. I don't know it because I used to have MUTV, but I obviously can't pay money to the Glazers anymore. So well done, lads.
At least one of our teams is good.
Yeah, true.
They're gonna lose to us in the final, though. Just
are you in the final? Are you in the final?
yeah, we're in the semi-finals.
Can you get me tickets?
Yeah, of course.
Then I haven't paid any money to Man United, and I can go.
No, I got you. It's the finals even at Old Trafford.
Oh, I can go there. I'm not welcome there anymore. We'll see. Terry, can I get that guy on who said he supports PSG now after ditching United? Oh, well, eye test merchant. Eye test merchant. He did, didn't he? That is funny, Gunnar. Well done. Robbie Singh here with a massive donation. Thank you, sir.
Wow.
He says the win by Madrid shows you need players with the right mentality instead of just the talent. I like what you said, just the talent. You're right. It's a lesson for United fans. Poch was let down by his players, just like how Big Rom let his team down for Daniel. He actually wrote that in there for Daniel. Also shows why Mbappe wants to leave Paris Saint-Germain. And I think you make a great point in there. Let me just reiterate again. To be the best of the best, you need mentality and ability. If you've got either of those missing from your team in an abundance, you're never going to achieve anything. And I think every sports person would agree. Has a City fan please give me Madrid next round? Thanks. Malik here wants him. By the way, well done. City flopped tonight. They drew 0-0 at home. What a disgrace, eh? What a disgrace.
No one cares, man. No one cares.
What's French for Spursy?
Paris Saint-Germain.
PSG are more of a brand than a club. It's true though. How many people when they bought out the Jordan range, people went and bought it. I'm like, oh, terrible.
Can I make a comparison?
All the big players in the world, and inshallah, no chemistry, no hunger. They're just missionaries.
On that comment quickly, listen, PSG are the Dallas Cowboys of football. That's what they are. They got all this fan base, all this money, and they still can't win anything.
I can't lie though. Their merch is fire, man. Their kits, their jackets, they
do look good. Mate, I heard you spent of your holiday. I heard you spent 3 days in the gift shop, bruv. Like it's that good in there.
Couldn't get me out.
Hey, Tel, I heard from a good source that the only reason Messi went to Madrid with PSG squad was because he was trying to convince Hazard's chef to move to Paris. He's an admirer of Hazard's physique. He does look a little bit like overweight, doesn't he? Eye test will say Mbappe was the best PSG player. Far from the truth. No work rate. Interesting. Vinicius Jr. had a better game than him, but no goal. I don't agree with that. I think Mbappe did work hard. Mbappe did his job. I thought Verratti put in a good shift today. The rest, after that first goal went in, no night. Liez adores Messi 1 trillion times more than Benzema. This hurts him. He is wanting to cry. Own this. Stop saving face. Also fake.
You guys swear you know me like that. I do love Messi. Messi is my player of all time. But listen, like I'm honest, right? I say a lot of stuff about Ronaldo, and I stand by most of it. But I'm also not going to come out here and say that Messi is still the best player on the planet or top 5. The guy is 34 years old as well, and people have to understand that these two have had amazing careers, but they are just simply nowhere near the players they used to be. Congratulations to Real Madrid, the better team.
Absolutely. City, Chelsea, Liverpool, Champions League final confirmed, in my opinion. So Michael Johnson says, Jerome says, Sex Tape Karim is a great player, but he has been too inconsistent just recently, been back from form. I don't know. I don't think he's been inconsistent, Jerome. It's a cliche, but you don't survive the Madrid crowd for a decade without being a baller. Mate, listen, a lot of cliches are cliches because they are true, if that makes sense. And he is a certified baller. Thank you for the super chat, brother. Benzema gets but Federico Valverde is a rising. Oh, great!
He played well, to be fair.
Valverde was good.
Can we talk about? Because I'm sure the next thing you want to talk about is Pochettino, right, Terry? I'm sure.
I was gonna, Liaz, let me do this.
Before you even talk about Pochettino, I just want to talk about the other manager, the opposite manager, Carlo Ancelotti. Carlo Ancelotti is a manager. Real Madrid fans, we want to talk about Real Madrid fans being harsh. They were calling for this guy's head at halftime, right? They want this guy sacked at halftime. But for me, the difference between Pochettino, which I'm sure you guys will talk about, and Ancelotti tonight is the coaching and the changes that each made. And the decision to take off Cruz and bring in Camavinga alongside Valverde in midfield, who replaced Casemiro today, changed the game for Real Madrid today. It brought energy, it brought dynamism, it completely changed the way the game was going. Camavinga was brilliant when he came on, and that's for me coaching, the ability to see where a game is going wrong and change it. And Ancelotti did that today. After Real Madrid scored, PSG could not recover, and a lot of that has to go on Pochettino. But I'll let you guys carry on.
I hear that. Who's better, Benzema or Lewandowski? What are you saying, Sam?
Lewandowski right now. I'm sorry.
Fab just tweeted that PSG turned down 170 million offer plus millions of add-ons for MBAPPE. Yeah, they're losing for free. Well done, PSG. Out of the French Cup and Champions League round of 16, Pochettino sacked this month. Hope to see Haaland and Mbappe in the same league on different teams. Return of the top tier El Clasico. Number 3, Benzema, 100% underrated. African Giant says, one of the best Champions League games I've seen in a while. PSG have become social media merchants, just like Man United. Sorry to listen. I say it. I agree. Also, shout out my team. Keep the blue flag flying high. Sasko here says, Real will struggle against teams with a back 3, and also against the English teams, you need speed in the middle, is what's being said there. On tonight, though, we are going to speak Poch because, of course, he's getting cooked on social media, and I get why, and I understand why, because it's another game that's kind of I think he is I do think he's a bottler. I really, really do. I understand PSG have got it in their DNA as well. But what are we saying tonight about Poch?
Can I just say one thing before Daniel? I know Daniel, you're going to move on. I just want to say one thing. How about managing egos and taking one of the 3 forwards out when you're leading 1-0 to put a defensive midfielder? Why do we have to just stay and see these guys on the field where I'm leading 1-0 and there is 30 minutes left on the game? Why he is scared? He managed big names. He managed Harry Kane, and he has been managing this team for half a season. Tottenham reached the final, right? Tottenham reached the final, and he managed these games against City, right? Tottenham reached the final. Why he was scared? And he had another people on he had Draxler, he had Di Maria on the bench. He could have taken one and put one midfielder, and then if things got complicated, he can put Di Maria, he has Icardi, he has Draxler. It's not like there is only 3 players on the team. I do not understand this. And how are we supposed to be convinced that this guy can manage Man United dressing room if he can't manage PSG? It's the same dilemma. Why can't you manage big names? And this is the same thing. This is just my opinion about today.
My angle is different, isn't it? My angle is very, very different. And do you know what? I didn't even think of this at the time, but thank you very much, Mo, for bringing it out to me. Yeah, he deserves credit for getting Tottenham to that Champions League final. But should I tell you the ballsy decision that, I wouldn't say lost him the final, but it almost gave him a lesson start. Starting Harry Kane over Lucas Moura when Lucas Moura was the one who got him there to the final. Harry Kane wasn't fully fit. He needed to make a ballsy decision. Bring on Harry Kane if need be. Lucas Moura was the man in form. You play him, and look, it's gonna follow him now. This bottler tag. You look at PSG since they've been bought by the owners, which I believe it was 2011, 2012. They've had Carlo Ancelotti, they've had Laurent Blanc, they've had Unai Emery, they've had Thomas Tuchel, they've had Mauricio Pochettino, and in my opinion, Pochettino's been the worst. He honestly has for me, and the reason why I say that is because tactically, you can see that. He's relying so much on the individual brilliant side of things. Mbappe doing something, because really today wasn't a complicated way of playing. I honestly believe he didn't have a plan for if Real Madrid were to score, and that is what happened. Real Madrid scored. Obviously, it wasn't his fault because tactically he set them up fine, in my opinion. They got their early goal. They tried to see it out, but Donnarumma makes a stupid error. Now, what do you do? How do you stop this barrage from Real Madrid? Doesn't do anything. They score straight away. A lot of coaches maybe make an instant substitution just to slow the game down as well. You bring someone off, slow the game down, like make it rest, make it dead. Nah, he doesn't make anything. And then obviously the subs come after, takes with Danilo, who was actually playing well for Di Maria. Didn't really make sense. Pochettino needs to take some responsibility. Yes, I understand, and I mentioned it earlier on, that he might not have had a hand in terms of the tactical setup in how those goals were conceded today. However, he is the manager of that football club. There's been too many times where he has not been able to manage, to coach. Personally, like Mo said, I was only with you for half of what you said. Take off one of that front three, maybe even Messi. I do think there was a moment where Messi did calm the game down, where he dropped deeper and he was trying to control the possession a little bit. But change things up, switch it up. You can defend a lead. Like, it's possible to do that. And I just think that Pochettino's really let himself down, and I would not be surprised if he gets sacked. Like, what's there to play for? They can win the league already with no manager.
It's true, and the thing is, I've tweeted he was a bottle job, and some people are like, worst take. He's not to blame for individual mistakes. It's weird what people are dying. I've seen people that used to blame Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for every mistake every player made because of coaching and tactics and drilling. Tonight, defending him, saying he's not a fault for player mistakes. The first mistake, I don't put on Poch. I don't even really think that's part of the bottling element. A mistake was made from the goalie, playing out from the back, and they conceded. But what you do from that point is you regroup. You see where they then started to get run through the middle. You make a change. You make a tactical decision to do things. And sometimes you got and all managers make mistakes. I remember when Man United went down to 10 men against Real Madrid when Nani was sent off. Fergie got the crowd up. Jose went and made a quick tactical switch and change, bringing on Luka Modric, I believe, and it changed the game. Fergie, though, you can't call a bottle job because of what he's won. What I see too often from Poch is the wrong decisions in starting lineups or the wrong decisions or too later decisions when it comes to making changes. And I use the word bottle job, and it's a little bit of a flippant, overused phrase. I understand that. But it's another night where he was in a very good position to be successful, and he threw it away. And of course, he's won trophies now at PSG. But I think nearly any manager can win I think if you're a competent enough, I honestly feel if you gave Sam Allardyce his PSG squad, he'd still win the league. I'm not even saying that to be funny. I think Sam Allardyce would do it because they are so superior. They are judged on what they do in the Champions League, and other managers have failed as well. I get that. However, your job is to come in and take it to that next level. And I agree with Daniel. I think PSG have become worse. They didn't win the league last year to Lille. They've not been knocked out of one of their domestic trophies so far this year. They're out the Champions League again. Did they get knocked out of the Champions League last year with Poch as well?
Yes, semi-final, yes.
Yeah, so that's 2 years running that he hasn't done it. And look at the squad that he's got and the team that he's got. They are very, very good in my opinion. And yes, PSG have a problem with their DNA, but I believe they've hired a manager that also has that problem. You put the two things together, and it's a disaster waiting to happen.
Terry, also on Pochettino, I mean, listen, at Tottenham, he was surrounded by players who's never won anything, He himself hasn't won anything. He's coming to PSG where, you've got all these players. Look at their trophy list. There's like tens and even hundreds of trophies won by all the players combined. And he's come in, and these players are looking at him like, he hasn't got the credentials to manage PSG. He hasn't got the credentials to manage Neymar, Messi, MBAPPE. He hasn't got it. And I mean, look at the polar opposite in Ancelotti. Ancelotti is coming at Real Madrid, He has won 3 Champions Leagues. I think exactly, he has a pedigree. Once Ancelotti is saying something to you, you understand this guy's a winner. Pochettino, he ain't a winner. And if any Man United fan wants Man United to progress as a football club, stay well clear of Mr. Pochettino because he can't handle the ego.
Where did they get their big takeover? What year did that happen?
2011.
2011. So Carlo Ancelotti has the worst win percentage of managers since that money, but he was the first guy. So he didn't have the squad that was at this level. I think we all agree on that. And he had a 63%. Laurent Blanc,
though, by the way, just saying.
It was good, but it wasn't at the level it's been for the last few years. He won 63% of his games. Laurent Blanc won 72%. Unai Emery actually won 76% of his games. Thomas Tuchel 74%. Poch is sitting there at 67%. But he's also lost the league in that run, which most of the others have won pretty much every league they played in. He's also been knocked out of a domestic trophy, which the majority of them just win a canter.
Yeah.
And he's the 2 times he's been in the Champions League. And people cannot tell me it is not impossible to take over a good squad and win the Champions League halfway through a season, because the man he replaced did it. You know what I mean? Chelsea have done it twice in their history, where a new manager coming in has won the damn Champions League that year. Poch has failed in both Champions League campaigns he's been in, one of his league campaigns he's been in, and half of the domestic trophies he's played in since he's been there. When you've got a squad that good with that much money, there's no excuse, in my opinion. Zero. He ain't a new manager either. Poch is experienced. Man's been around a long time now, and he ain't it. He's not the guy. He's not the guy. And people can I don't even understand why people are defending him to this point. He's achieved almost nothing in the game, and people are defending him like he's a 2-time champion. More people give Poch stick by calling him a bald, fraud and checkbook manager than give Poch. It's mental. It's mental.
Yeah, but look at the end of the day, you then have to ask yourself the question, and I look at Liaz and I look at you, Terry, because it's your club who are in for him. And
we'll sign him. We'll sign him.
Let me answer you that question, Daniel. Before I do, Terry, to be specific about Poch, he has won, and it's going to be official now because there's no more trophies to win after the league this season, which they will win, because it is one of the weakest league. Forget about the Ligue 1 being weak. It's one of the weakest Ligue 1s in recent history. He will have won 2 out of the available 6 trophies since he has been at PSG. So forget about even the Champions League. Even in the domestic cup and the league last year, he wasn't able to win it. But I'm going to make a claim right now about Pochettino that, forget about Bottler, this guy is really not that great of a coach. I'm going to be absolutely honest right here. Like, people are putting him in conversations that he doesn't deserve to be in. This guy, people keep asking, what's the difference between him and Ten Hag? Because Ten Hag is winning in Holland. Pochettino is one of the least tactically flexible managers you will see. When his team has the ball, when his team is in possession, they are able to do great things. You saw in the first leg, for example, which Real Madrid, in my opinion, were shambolic in. They had no intention of winning that game. They gave PSG the ball, and they said, break us down. And to be honest, until MBAPPE's brilliance in the last minute, they would have gotten a draw out of that game. Every other time when PSG are put under pressure and not allowed to have comfort on the ball, and they have less possession on the ball. Like, for example, the second half today, when he brought on Camavinga and Real Madrid started dominating, PSG have no idea how to regain control of the game. They absolutely just collapse. And it's a staple of every single Pochettino team, even dating back to his Spurs teams. This guy is not that great of a manager. He's not able to switch it up against the better teams. You saw it against last season against City. Absolutely dominated. I was there. I spent money to go watch them against City this year. Absolutely dominated. He doesn't deserve to be in the same conversation as the Klopps, the Peps, the Simeones, the Ancelottis, the Zidans. He's not on that caliber of manager. And as a United fan, I'm not taking him. No chance.
His biggest achievement is finishing above Arsenal for all his seasons and Spurs. This is his biggest achievement.
Liaz, you can't name all those managers and not say Tuchel, man.
What'd you say?
Can't name all those managers and not say Tuchel, man.
But to be honest, guys, I just want to bring a point about Poch, and I know. Let me bring a point about Poch. Maybe some coaches are not caught up for big games, big names, stuff like this. Maybe he's only good with Christian Eriksen in the beginning of his career. Maybe he's very good with Dele Alli in the beginning of his career. Maybe he's good with Harry Kane in the beginning. But once these teams get to bigger stages, he can't do it. He's not, as Les said, he's not tactically flexible. He can't manage these big games and big leagues and stuff like this. Maybe he can. Maybe he's the guy that will develop your team, but he's not the guy that will take your team across the line to that finish line to finish first. He's always going to be that second guy, third guy.
I agree. And that's why I think it is with him, and why a lot of people back him. And a lot of people in the comment, I mean people tweet me and you're saying it's all his fault. Listen, I hate when people read one tweet you put out, right? They don't check your profile, they don't check your timeline. They assume that's your overarching opinion and everything. People like that, this is the scary bit. People like that are allowed to breed. It's very scary for life.
From the actual Madrid, sorry to interrupt, the news, according to journalist Al Pagizio from the Madrid Zone Twitter, Nasir Al Khalifa and Leonardo were screaming in the dressing room at the Bernabeu in the dressing room, and the police had to be called. Allegedly, that's what
good.
That's the president and the
I'll
director
finish
of
these
football.
super chats, people. But before I do that, I want to say a big shout out to Boohoo Man that are sponsoring us tonight. Use the link in our description below and promo code TFT10 to get up to 40% off their entire clothing range. Get that done right about now, people. The new fresh tailored look, if you're into that sort of stuff, give it a go. The gym range is good, though. Trust me, the gym range is excellent, so go and check that out. Super chats here. I know we all question the complacency of the competency of the United board, but if they can't see that Poch is the wrong choice for United, I'll be shocked. Do you know what will happen though? They'll be led because a lot of people defending him tonight are the same people I put into the eye test category. They'll just be happy that the football looks better, and that'll be it. Look out for the Man United PR. Poch was never happy at PSG. He's always wanted United job. Something like that will come out soon. Neymar missing as usual. Overrated as they come. Why didn't Poch bring Genie into the game? I mean, Genie would have been excellent in the midfield battle there.
Genie is not even in the PSG squad for the.
Yeah, he doesn't play.
Yeah. And he's also watched out, by the way.
And why Ramos was not there last?
One second, I'm actually to get really super chat. Sorry, bro. Dan, are you saying Poch is the worst?
It was Emery.
It wasn't Tuchel manager that lost 6-1 to Barcelona, and then when they won the first leg 3-1. That was Unai Emery, wasn't it? If Unai Emery also got knocked, the Man United comeback was Unai Emery as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No, United was Tuchel.
Yeah, United was Tuchel.
Oh yeah, it was 2019 we did that. And yeah, you're right. Before I die, I have to see a special gloves off episode of Terry versus eye test merchant rants. But there's nothing really to chat about. Me and Rants don't overly disagree on too many things, to be fair. Oh my bad. And Rants agrees with proper mentality. That's why he's one of the most successful YouTubers and content creators out there, because he works hard. His talent is there. But if he didn't put the work in, doing 2 or 3 shows a day and busting his ass off, he wouldn't be successful. So he completely agrees that you have to have the mentality and hard work. He's also a boxer and very good in the gym. He knows that his ability is one thing, but the hard work is what gets him over the line. Simple as that. Oh my bad. It was Tuchel. Sorry, Jerome came back. Pep played a horrible team. I hated that start. It doesn't matter what he played tonight.
Nobody knows.
It wasn't a football match tonight. What City weren't playing football tonight. They were practicing, essentially. It wasn't even a game as far as I was concerned. Spot on, Liez. A world-class manager is judged based on what you can do to change the game or affect it. Poch did neither. I'm going to raise hell if he's here. It's good for content, though, isn't it? Get to rant on the first day of appointment. Wait, no, I'm joking. Thank you. I've been saying this because he took Spurs to the finals. People think he's good. He is not a good coach. I don't want to hear him at United. Do you know what's interesting, Brian? If you can't blame a manager for individual mistakes, you also can't praise the manager for individual brilliance. So if Mbappe scores a worldie and wins you a game, you can't say you can't say, because of what Lucas Moura did in the last 10, 20 minutes of that game, that's not on Poch, though, is it? Because that's individual brilliance. That's the same as a mistake. For me, I think you praise the manager for that because it's still part of your team, but you also criticize when your team crumbles. Like, you can't, for me, have it both ways. But there we go. Listen, everyone that's tuned in today, thank you. Gentlemen, thank you for coming on and having your say. Smash that like button before you leave. Thank you to our friends over at Boohoo Man. And I want to say a big congratulations to KARIM, Benzema, and the whole Real Madrid squad tonight. You proved that your ability, shrouded and drenched in your mentality, is what it's all about. PSG, get in the bin. It's where you and your horrible tops and hats and clothing. I mean,
Hey.
it's where they belong. Poch, you're a bottle job. Benzema, one of the Premier League, Champions League greats, and Mbappe,